Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games and day 22 of the 30-day challenge. And today I managed to get two of the main characters done, Bjorn the Fell-Handed and Murderfang as well. So these are the two dreadnoughts that are packed with character and two awesome models. And so really happy with that. That just leaves 8 of the main characters to paint now. So there's 8 miniatures, and I'm thinking on Saturday, which is day 23, I'll just do 2, and then I'll probably do 6 on the Sunday. And so that's going to be all the painting finished then. And so that's really great news, and that'll give me plenty of time to get on and build the Fang, which is going to be the huge piece of terrain I covered a few videos ago. So in this video, let's take a look at these two characters, Murderfang and Bjorn, and I thought we could spend some time just looking at their abilities, because they've each got some unique abilities, and I think they're such great models that we should focus a little bit on their data sheets. Here's the table, and a little bit has changed since yesterday, but now that back tray is pretty much empty. So really happy to almost be finished painting. This is so cool, and now the army is really looking like a finished army. Now with Bjorn and Murderfang painted, all 3 of the dreadnoughts are ready to go. So really happy with how they've turned out. Just the same technique I used on the vehicles, a little bit of the dry brushing at the end, and yeah, happy with the results. And so for some tabletop ready models, I think these have come out really nice and crisp, and that dry brushing really helps to give a quick highlight and also add that frosty effect to all the weapons. Here you can see Bjorn with his true claw in that frosty fashion. He's wearing a wolf pelt as well there, which looks a lot like a woolly mammoth from this angle. But under the true claw, he's also got the flamer. So really great selection of models. And then you can also choose which other weapon to put on the other arm. And I've painted all 5 of the different weapon options. So loads of variety, which I think is really cool and important, because then it's great for doing different army lists. And I can just swap it and change it really easily. And these are all magnetized, so they go on and the magnets are nice and strong and hold it in place. Just as I did all the frost weapons on the rest of the models, I've done the same here on the Hellfrost cannon and also on the plasma gun as well. So yeah, nice simple, just dry brushing a couple of stages, and that's really easy to do. So Bjorn the Fell-Handed is a really interesting character, and he's a HQ choice, and so he's got lots of weapon choices, lots of abilities. So I thought it'd be cool just to talk through those now and just give you a little introduction to Bjorn and what he's all about. The introduction in the book tells us that most ancient of all space marines and last of the company of Russ, Bjorn the Fell-Handed has fought for millennia within a dreadnought sarcophagus. The Space Wolves revere Bjorn as a living link to their deepest past, waking him only in times of dire need, and he still fights as furiously as he did at Russ's side. So when you're equipping Bjorn, he already comes with an assault cannon, a heavy flamer, and the true claw. And you can change the assault cannon for one of the following: 1 heavy plasma cannon, 1 Hellfrost cannon, 1 multi-melter, or 1 twin las cannon. So you've got a good few options there with all the weapons. And those options we saw earlier, all those ones I magnetised, fit in. So I've got all the different weapon options that we can choose for him, which is really great. I won't go through all the stats for Bjorn here, but I thought we could just talk about some of the abilities. And the first one is called Duty Eternal. And each time an attack is allocated to Bjorn, you subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. He's also got another one called Legendary Tenacity. And each time Bjorn would lose a wound, you can roll a d6. And on a 5+, that wound is not lost. So I really like that one. That's really cool. And then also he has Rites of Battle, which is an aura. And while a friendly Space Wolves core unit is within 6 inches of Bjorn, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, we can re-roll a hit roll of 1. And he also explodes, so there's some details in there. And he's also got, I like the keyword smoke screen, and you can find the rules for that on page 105 of the Space Marines Codex. And that's really good, because that's going to allow you to subtract 1 from an attack hit roll against him. So it's going to cost you 1 command point, but I really like having that option built in there. So some really fun abilities for him, and I think he's, with all those different weapon choices, he's a really interesting character to have as a HQ choice. Let's have a look at Murderfang now, and I've built him exactly as it shows in the book. So he's got the two pairs, or the pair of murder claws, which are awesome. A real great looking model. And I really went to town on this headpiece that he's got. So I put some more skulls in there. I had the two packs, the two Dreadnought packs. So I used all the skulls from that and a few extra from the Citadel Skulls pack too. So yeah, put a few more spikes on there as well, and really happy with how that turned out. And for the murder claws, I just did the same technique I've done on all the other frosted weapons throughout the army. So there he is. And on the base, I put some Valhalla Blizzard down there just to cover up where his feet met the base, and just added a bit of snow, because I imagine as these guys are just tromping through the battlefield, they're really going to be kicking up some snow and also compacting it and digging in as they go, because they're going to be a lot heavier than the regular fighters. You're not going to get many weapon options here. Pretty much as you see is what you get with Bjorn, and a few abilities though, so I thought we could have a look at those now. Let's have a look at the introduction first. It tells us that a stampeding mechanical beast is unleashed from beneath the fang in times of need. Its massively brutal claws tearing its foe's limb from bloody limb. The chapter names it Murderfang. Its true identity is unknown, for its insensate snarling rages are bereft of speech. It is known only as a force of untamed destruction. Great little introduction to an awesome character, and Murderfang's going to be equipped with a heavy flamer, a storm bolter, and the murder claws. And you can only have one Murderfang model in your army, and you can't change any of those weapons. So that's pretty much it. As you see him is what you're going to get. You can't swap any of the weapons over. So I just glued everything together there. Didn't use any magnets on Murderfang. But he's got some abilities, and one's called Murder Maker, which is a great name for an ability. And here you can re-roll charge rolls made for this model. And this model makes 3 additional attacks instead of 1 as a result of its shock assault ability. So you really want to get him in close combat for sure, and so that Murder Maker ability really plays into that. You want to get charging and engaging the enemy with him. So yeah, really like that. You also got Duty Eternal, and each time an attack is allocated to this model, you can subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack to a minimum of 1. And then you've got some conditions on him, and one's called Force of Untamed Destruction, and Murderfang cannot be a warlord, and he cannot have a warlord trait. So a little bit of a restriction there perhaps, but he also has another one though called Bestial Rage, and Murderfang cannot perform any actions as described in the core book. So there we go. He also explodes as well. And he doesn't have the smoke screen that we saw with Bjorn. So yeah, there's a few restrictions there, but I think he makes up for it just in being an awesome model, and those murder claws are really cool. So that's Murderfang, and I'm going to do proper videos on all the models, so I'll be doing like a deep dive on each one where I really go into the data sheet, their abilities, some examples on the table and things like that. But this is just really a quick introduction, and just to show you what abilities they each have that make them really unique as dreadnoughts. But really fun models, and I love having these 3 different dreadnoughts in the army. I was working on those models on Friday, and now it pretty much is Saturday. So today I'm going to be completing some of these other characters, and I'm pretty tempted to paint Aryak Rockfist and this other character that I put together myself. So yeah, I'll probably get those 2 done today. And then Ulrich the Slayer looks really cool, but he's a different colour scheme to the others. So that's going to be really fun. And then finally, this guy, one of the main ones, are like Njarl's Stormcaller. Really looking forward to get that one done. But all up with Lucas the Trickster, and then with Ragnar as well. There's still a bunch to go, but I think today, Saturday, and then Sunday tomorrow, no problem to get all these finished. So there we are, that's day 22 finished, and getting close now, not long to go. There's just over a week left to finish the challenge, but happy I got the painting done quicker than I thought. I was going to spend 4 hours a day and spread it out, but I've doubled up on some days, gone like 12 hours of painting on others, and so really pushed it to get it done a little bit sooner. But happy to have a lot of time left to make the terrain, because I think that's going to be a big part of the army as well, having the terrain for different scenarios based on Fenris. So I'm going really heavy on the Frozen theme with the army this month. But next month I'm planning some other things with my own game, Weekend Warriors, and so I'll be building some woodland terrain and also a kind of village setting with river, mountain and things like that. So I've got a lot of terrain to do next month as well. But this month, let's stick to this challenge, is all about the winter themed terrain. So really looking forward to getting that done. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing Murderfang and Bjorn finished and learning about some of their abilities as well. And I'll be doing unboxing videos for not just these two models, but all the models covered so far. And also I'll be doing some proper painting videos as well, going through every step of the way. So all that's to come pretty much once I finish this challenge. Then I'll start putting more and more of those painting videos out. So I'm still keeping all the videos and filming everything as I go. So loads more content to come for the Space Wolves, and then we'll also start on the rules series, so you'll be able to follow along with how to play 40k starting next month as well. So thanks again. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.